Today, we're diving into one of the wildest stories in tech history. It's about how a single typo, just one extra character, managed to cost a company billions of dollars and basically put them out of business in less than an hour. And no, this isn't some hypothetical cautionary tale. It's the true story of the $8 billion glitch. So let me ask you this. What do you think is the most expensive software bug of all time? We're talking about a single glitch that literally vaporized an entire company in the time it takes to watch a sitcom. Let's actually put a number on it. On the morning of August 1st, 2012, a high-frequency trading firm called Knight Capital just started hemorrhaging money. And the rate? Well, get this. It was $5.18 million. Yup, you heard that right, per second. For 28 absolutely excruciating minutes, a rogue algorithm was just burning through cash faster than anyone could even begin to comprehend. This wasn't just a bad day on Wall Street. It was a complete, catastrophic system meltdown. Okay, so how on earth does something like this even happen? Well, to really get it, we've got to rewind the clock a bit. See, this disaster wasn't just born in a vacuum. It was forged in a total pressure cooker of insane deadlines and some really, really risky shortcuts. The development team at Knight Capital was basically on a death march. They had less than 33 days to port their trading bot to a new system. I mean, we're talking grueling 80-hour work weeks and a culture where cutting corners was just the norm. And in that rush, they made a decision that would turn out to be fatal. They reused an old piece of test code. It probably seemed like a totally harmless shortcut at the time, but it was a ticking time bomb. So this reused code was called PowerPeg. It was a dummy program they'd used for stress testing since way back in 2003. Its only job, its entire purpose, was to buy stocks at the highest possible price. Now that's perfect if you're testing system capacity, but it's an absolute nightmare in a live market. This was supposed to be dead code, stuff that should have been scrubbed from the system years ago. But it was about to be resurrected in the worst way possible. All right, let's fast forward to the morning of August 1st. The new code has been tested, it looks good to go, and the team is ready to deploy. That time bomb we talked about, it's all set. And all it needs now is one tiny human error to light the fuse. At 8 a.m., about 90 minutes before the market opens, a sysop starts the deployment. Now remember, this is before all the slick, automated CI/CD tools we have today. This was a manual deployment to the company's 8 trading servers. And to get it done quickly, he decides to just paste all the commands at once. And right here, this is the fatal mistake. When deploying to the 5th server using a pretty standard copy command called rsync, a typo happens. An extra 5 gets added to the server name, and because all the commands were pasted at once, the error message just got lost in the flood of text. The update on server number 5 failed silently, leaving it with the old, incredibly dangerous PowerPeg code, while the other 7 servers got the correct new code. Okay, now we jump to 9:30 a.m. The opening bell rings, with one of 8 servers secretly running a rogue test program. The disaster is officially about to begin. The team, they're exhausted, but they're proud of their work. They have absolutely no idea what's about to hit them. So as alarms start blaring in the finance department, the developers are completely unreachable. They're in a meeting, phones on mute, probably patting each other on the back for a successful launch, all while their creation is literally tearing a hole in the stock market. This timeline just shows you how fast everything went off the rails. At 9:30, the rogue bot just starts buying everything in sight. By 9:41, the devs are notified, and you can imagine pure panic erupts. Then, at 9:43, they make the worst possible decision. They try to roll back to what they thought was the stable previous version. But because the killer bug was in that version, they accidentally unleashed it on the other 7 servers. They couldn't find the bug. The losses were mounting exponentially, and there was only one option left. One of the developers literally screamed the only possible solution: they had to physically destroy the machines. They called the data center and had technicians rip the wires out and, believe it or not, take fire axes to the servers. It was that desperate. That field rollback, it had an absolutely devastating impact. The rate of loss exploded from about $5 million per second to nearly $50 million per second. Their attempt to fix the problem didn't just fail, it made everything 10 times worse. After 37 minutes of pure chaos, the trading finally stopped. The damage was done. So what was the final price tag for that one single misplaced character? Just look at this chart. It really shows the insane impact of that panicked rollback. In the first 13 minutes, that one rogue server lost over $4 billion. But then, after the rollback, the other 7 servers lost an additional $4.4 billion. One bad decision nearly doubled the damage in a fraction of the time. So in the end, the final tally was just staggering. Over 4 million trades, an $8 billion paper loss. And after a bailout from Goldman Sachs, a very real, very painful cash loss of $457 million. Knight Capital, which was once a titan of the industry, was completely out of business within a few weeks. This story of Knight Capital is just such a stark reminder of how pressure, fatigue, and shortcuts can lead to absolute disaster. It really makes you wonder, right? What's your power peg? What's that one piece of dead code in your work or even your life that could be resurrected with just a single mistake? And what are you doing to make sure it stays buried?